In a world obsessed with hyperconnectivity, some find refuge and joy in solitude, far from being isolated. These people think that being quiet is a chance to grow and learn, getting to know yourself. This video goes into the different things about people who value being alone, shows that solitude is a source of power and talent, that we want you to look into these strange traits with us. Sign up now and give yourself a task too. If you watch this video all the way through, the start of a journey to learn more about yourself. Being independent and being self-sufficient in the vast scenery. A part of human life, there comes a person or small group of people whose presence rings true with important. Being independent and self-sufficiency in these terms are not just people who are on the journey of life, are the brave ones who lead their own souls, moving with an inner voice compass that always points to the north of what they want. And dreams don't stick to the need for approval or support from outside sources. People with unique traits find deep and lasting happiness in their own success and growth as a person. Use the stones of the belief, and each step a sign of self-sufficiency, to their strong determination and being real in this situation. Freedom is more than a trait. It's a theory of life. A firm choice to stay away from the flow of dependence and the never-ending search for approval that these people don't see. Not as a pit of loneliness, but as a holy place for reflection and growth, own and public. They enjoy their silence and talk to each other, in touch with their inner feelings and interests that help them to tour the huge area of their interestedness and goals, without hold back for these life explorers. Being self-sufficient is a high state of being where happiness isn't found from the outside but is an inside job, a light that shows the way to personal growth. They know that being alone doesn't mean you're lonely, but the power to promise to do everything, the path to becoming more whole and fully completed versions of. This self-sufficiency does for them not talk about a lonely heart, but about a spirit that made a brave choice and aimed to make its own history, taking on every problem as a chance to learn, grow, and getting past each hurdle on this journey. Beat every goal you've reached and every dreams come true aren't just for you accomplishments. They're important steps in a life lived with purpose, is a reason to celebrate of the freedom and power that comes from, most of all, knowing and trusting oneself. People who are self-sufficient tell us that the greatest adventure ended, and the most important discovery we can take on is that of ourselves. Being self-aware in the quiet and the reflective world of solitude is home to an incredibly strong quality self-awareness. People who accept their own business find in the depths of their being a sea of knowledge and knowledge about their own lives. This deep look inside is not an act of privacy, but a lively trip toward the heart of their. Find out where the clear waters of a clear sense of self-awareness shows the feelings, wants and limits that shape their lives as people, as they go ahead and do this inner exploring. These people who love solitude find new layers of their own that for many remain unknown. They run into the complexity being aware of their feelings, not but as guide points pointing the way. Their steps are what the heart wants, once masked by outside noise, become clear, and they are not at all seen as people think of walls, as lines, on a journey of growth, as a person in this state of understanding, and a strong bond with the being, aware of your inner self, changes into an extremely useful internal. If you know these things about compass, people can find their own way through life. With calm confidence and exact help, the decisions they made at the time are not echoes of what other people expect, but real resonances at their most basic level values. Every choice and every step taken demonstrates a strong bond with their essence, a dance that flows well with the beat of their own souls. This way, being self-aware isn't just a way for finding yourself, but also a spark for making a life that really shows what kind of person one really is, means that you really understand. People can get better at less than how good their own lives are, but also improve how they connect with the world all around. Their bonds grow under the light of Oth. Being real and having human interactions are colored with the color of honesty and mutual respect and mental growth. That shining quality of mental maturity, describing people who grow a strong bond with themselves, goes beyond just being able to control feelings. It shows up as an inner stability that gives off both warmth and having respect, as a key part of building a life marked by peace and quiet mental balance for these people. Being mature is not a coincidence of nature, but the outcome of a choice dedication to growing as a person and self. Understanding when faced with what will happen, storms of life that people are born with. Growing up emotionally doesn't just happen, not hurt, but gave them more strength to stay. Being calm during hard times is not a denying. The feelings that come with such problems evoke but a sign of their inner strength. They face the most. Do not try to avoid feelings by evading them, but with understanding and grace letting them find their way through these waters that are ruled but wise and calm, that many people want to reach by choosing responding with thought instead of giving in. Impulsive acts are a sign of the real feelings. This choice shows a high level of awareness. Own sense of self and respect for what we do and say has long-lasting effects. This level of mental stability works like a beacon, isn't just there to protect person against the high waves of life, but as well as a guide for those nearby. When we're with them, we feel safe. Hold a place of understanding and acceptance that boosts self-confidence and opens up a space for mutual. Besides physical growth, mental maturity is an important part of healthy and real ties are formed in a. The world is often defined by basic and temporary links. The power to build strong, deep relationships is ties that are very important to emotional growth thrive. In a place where people are honest, respected and compassion, where there is open conversation, and people who share weakness are valued as they're real gems. If you like this, please leave a review on what you'd like to see in the next movies or any ideas you might have for us to also take the chance to. Think about what in the comments, what you're going through or how you get past some of these problems. This is very important to us. Let's go independent thought in a time when by constant information and quick information, under a lot of pressure to conform, creativity and truthfulness show up in the shape of people who are brave enough to think about. These rare souls equipped with their own moral guide, pointing to the truth and being original, are not happy to just idly follow the paths already made by general decision. They went with venture, bravely going beyond the limits of bucking traditional thought and making their own feelings and thoughts, away from the prevailing impact and the loud noise. The noise of conformity isn't just an act of revolt, and free thinking is a celebration of being unique and the ability of people to innovate and creativity. These people see the world through a special view that is colored by what their experiences, beliefs and goals and how they plan to solve problems. Dealing with problems and facing them is as different as their personalities, for many different points of view and ideas that make things different. The originality of their ideas is not just an idea of what they originality and an endless source of new ideas that help people no longer have to fear for their safety, to judge and the chains of other people approval. They look into unknown territorial areas with complete trust. Every step you take toward the unknown is a chance for discovery. Every challenge in front of a stage for showing how creative they are, and they are creative and not only find new trails, but also lights the way for those who were moved by their bravery and originality, feel inspired to start. They went on their own paths of discovery. effects of thinking for yourself is bigger than the personal affecting and making the social and cultural framework the first possible solutions and brilliant new ideas, that these thinkers don't just come up with new ways to solve problems ways, but they also make us question what we think and help us learn more about what is in a world that is becoming more and more a likey world. The freedom to think for oneself and the original is a very important source of variety, growth, time, and resources. Management, the skills to do well. Take charge of your time and finances does not as a useful skill, but also as a highly skilled art shown by people whose control and organization are more than the everyday. This amazing ability to plan out their lives with almost precision in surgery is what makes the art that is truly busy and finished in the very large sea of being average, with a clear vision, not giving up on their goals, and they are committed to principles these people master in their daily lives, turning every moment into a chance to make progress, to reach their higher goals. Goals are the key to this example. Taking care of time and finances lies in their planned and methodical approach. They know that time once what's lost can't be found again, so give themselves to a careful organization of their actions, setting priorities for tasks and promises based on their how important, and it doesn't matter if you're running against the clock, but a perfectly planned dance where every move is timed and every act important. The level of efficiency through this very rare field is good for you, for letting steady and big steps forward in both personal and expertly done spheres, by making the best use of their resources like time, energy, and attention, improve their turning performance. Turn promise into real things successes. They are known as the architects of making their own world with the bricks of purpose and the beams of persistence, as well as their skill to stay focused and avoid the problems that the number of current distractions shows, that their strength of will and their promise to the best in a world where the urges to stray off course are constantly keeping your focus is a feat, yet through a mix of self-control and a deep knowledge of, they keep their eyes on one of their top picks on the prize without being bothered by the calls of putting things off and delaying for fun in a world that's often obsessed with outside stimulation, and for constant fun, there are those whose favorite business is their own, to get away from the noise and pressures of society. These people stand out because of being able to find happiness and pleasure when it's quiet, far away from giving into. Because they're bored, they change their solitude through a journey of growth, and getting to know yourself and being able to enjoy time in and of itself shows how rich their inner lives that give a strong base for lasting happiness and peace. This path is paved with an being very interested and wanting something very much. They spend a lot of time on growth hobbies that make them excited about life, find new skills that help them grow. Horizons, or take safety in the familiar. Of every move you make is a window into their souls, a chance to explore the deepest parts of who they are that will surprise you, and getting better at finding joy and being happy in one's own company not only guarantees constant happiness, but also brings about an inner peace that many continue to look for, instead of depending on outside sources of happiness that are often temporary and hard to predict. Each person draws from an inner well, full of creativity, and in that case, solitude is not a state to stay away from, but good ground for the fostering of peace and accepting yourself. This method of self-entertainment, a unique, sets people free from the chains of others think it will be true. Freedom to dream, discover, and make things inner. There is room that is personal in this safe place of discovery and self-expression. Our strongholds, place where peace and joy are built. Strong even when life throws you a curveball. Don't miss out on this if you like it. Taking the chance to buy the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Plans for Dealing with Today's Problems, and get access to your prosperity wealth and get along better with this stuff. Link to the ebook in the comment that was pinned at work. The core of dedication to excellence can be clearly seen and clear in their daily lives and deeds of these interesting as people they take on their jobs. Dedicated in a way that goes beyond the just functionally approaching the perfect work of an artist who shapes with care in their work, and care that this almost handmade method is not just looking to finish a list of jobs, it wants to do most of all, full control and mastery of the things they spend their time doing, this strong sense of pride in work going like a strong underground current shows not just a lot of respect for the AS people always looking for growth and progress, but also a respect for the things they've worked for. This respect shows up in good quality done things that not only meet but often go over live up to their never-changing honesty and fire passion. The magic of this kind of commitment lies not just in being able to make very good works, but also in the ability to motivate people around you following through on the promise and what these people have done for their. It's a strong warning that work needs to be done, is more than just a way to get somewhere else. Real expression of our deepest feelings ourselves. Seeing such honesty and passion makes us think about our own lives, bond with work, and to think about how we can add to every job too. Excellence and a sense of mission. These people take pride in their work. Exemplary people is as powerful as proof of what can be done when we use our skills, hard work, and love for what we did. Do they teach us that by after doing your best on every job and seeing it as a chance to say what's best about as for ourselves? We not only raise the level of our own lives, but also make the world a better place. We all need to do something about this. We are being asked to accept work not as a nuisance, but as a place to live satisfaction and making a difference. Very strict rules for relationships in a decade known for its shallowness of short-lived links. These some people stand out for their making the choice to value quality over amount in their interpersonal relationships. They know there is more depth and meaning in a friendship when not from a wide range of friends, but based on how well the links work. Pick to prioritize these real individuals, to nurture relationships that help each other environment, where people can understand each other. Every encounter has the chance to be a lot. People are looking for something important, pairs and groups of friends who not only share their core ideals, but also their ideas and hopes about the world, not by chance, but because of a choice that is made on purpose to favor building strong bridges built on mutual respect, with respect and a promise to joint improvement by being around people who think about and care about their core beliefs. They grow in place where friendship can grow, sources of individual and group addition that goes beyond the norms of surface-level interaction, choices and acts that show selectivity. Being with friends and family is not an act of being left out, but a celebration of being real, and depth to each carefully picked relationship turns into a gem that gives a safe room for deep growth for both sides, getting it and being open and honest in these safe places. When it comes to social comfort, masks are taken away, letting the true essence of everyone should shine and feel appreciated. This planned method to relationships allow for a real exchange of thoughts, feelings, and hopes, forming strong ties that can standing up to life's play, music storms even more, by setting high rules for how they should treat each other. These people help us remember how important of putting money into links that help. We want you to push us to be the best. The versions of ourselves they show that being picky about our having partners doesn't limit our social life circle, but adds to it by being there of people who really understand help and enjoy our one-of-a-kind journey, a call for all of us to think again of ours. Ties that make us want to look for ties that are more than just nice but gut, that changes everything and perception. People often get solitude wrong, as the mere lack of company shows itself as a place of peace and quiet, and getting to know yourself, where insight and perceptions are getting better and better in this state of choice. Isolation, far from the never-ending outside world's worries. People find themselves involved in deep internal conversation that turns into the building blocks for making sharp insight and a strong sense of. Learn about the world around them by paying attention to how rich their feels and thoughts, as well as the subtle clues given by their environment in which they grow, an almost supernatural skill to see through the lines that hint at what isn't said, what less attentive people don't notice. That is so sharp and thoughtful approach not only makes them sharper perception of the outward world, but also makes them more sensitive to the complex levels of the human condition. Armed with this potent sense and acute perception, these people navigate the world with a richer, deeper understanding of human nuances, inevitably enriching their interactions and decisions. Their ability to perceive the unsaid, to feel the emotional subtext in others' words and actions, makes them exceptional communicators and insightful decision-makers. They can anticipate challenges and opportunities, correctly interpret the signals around them, and act in an intuitive yet informed manner. Furthermore, the solitude they cultivate and their subsequently strengthened intuition and perception allow these individuals to build deeper and more meaningful relationships by understanding the complexities and unexpressed needs of others. They become more empathetic friends, more considerate partners, and more inspiring leaders. They see beyond facades, reaching the heart of matters and people, which enables them to forge genuine connections and offer support more effectively. This gift of intuition and perception, therefore, is not merely a byproduct of solitude, but a celebration of the human capacity to connect with oneself and others on a deeply meaningful level. It reminds us that in silence and reflection, we find not only ourselves, but also the keys to better understand the complex and beautiful world around us. If you found value in our video, subscribe for more journeys of discovery and choose your next step on the screen. Now, explore, grow, and transform with us.